We're fake paradise. Okay. I'm Jay Servin.
And I'm Osha Khan.
And this is Gerald's Picnic Show. Hello, I'm Jay Servin.
No, why'd you have to say it so weird?
Hello, I'm Jay Servin.
And I'm Osha Khan.
and we're both Fake Paradise, and you're tuning into the sit down. Which episode is it again? Hi, I'm Jay Servin.
And I'm Osha Khan, and we're Fake Paradise. And you're sitting in on the episode 158 of this.
Hi, I'm Jay Servin.
And I'm Osha Khan.
And we're Fake Paradise. Hi, I'm Jay Servin, the guitar player and vocalist of Fake Paradise.
And I'm Osha Khan, the drummer of also Fake Paradise.
And you're watching episode 158 of the Sit Down podcast. Hope you enjoy.
There you go. Perfect.
Beauty.
Hello, you guys. Welcome, and thank you for joining us this Tuesday afternoon, pre-open stage, you guys. This is the third one I think we get to do here, right?
Yep.
Back in the green room at the Capitol Music Club in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. You can see we got some drinks on the table here. One of the sponsors for this episode is from Prairie Sun Brewery, the Sinyashnik beer, which is on special every Tuesday night at open stage. So thank you, Prairie Sun, for that. How is it? How's the drinks?
Very, 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 very good.
Yeah?
I actually like it a lot. I'm not joking. Like, I get really particular with my beer. This is good beer.
Right on.
Good.
I'm not just saying that, I promise. It's actually pretty good.
Nice.
And you can get it at the Capitol.
Yeah,
you can, yeah.
Not only Prairie Sun, but at the Capitol. So yes, thank you guys for joining us. Mark and I have. Did you know of these guys pre-open stage, all that stuff?
Sure.
No. I didn't. I honestly, I didn't have a clue who you guys were at all until.
We don't even know who we are.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we have too.
Who are you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, every day is different, right? But seeing you guys performing on stage, man, I just want to tell you that I enjoy what you guys are doing. I'm a big fan. I fucking love rock and roll, you guys, and what you're bringing to the table. I'm just like a big advocate. You're very, very talented, and I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you guys, and I'm grateful that you're here with us.
Oh. We really even appreciate the opportunity being able to talk with you guys.
Well, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't like the word talent because I don't think we're talented, but we work hard.
Come on.
Yeah, I think that's what every artist says. I think you're just critical and in your head, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Possible. Thank you.
The first time I saw you on the open stage here was you started playing. I was like, whoa. Hello.
Yeah,
So-
Who the fuck are these
In,
guys?
yeah,
Who do they
in a
think
good
they
way.
are?
Yeah.
I think that was actually even just like a couple of weeks ago. Maybe like a month ago.
It was about a month.
Like a month?
I want to say
Yeah.
more like a month. Yeah.
You
relatively
guys took
recent.
over
Yeah.
Now, like, was it December or was it January? I keep forgetting you guys.
December.
December. Yeah.
End of December. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really liking what you guys are doing. Like, actually, like not just saying this in the podcast. But
Right.
I'm serious. It's like really, really good. I like what you guys are doing. It's like it's different than what I've seen in other like open mics and crap like that. It's really nice. It's like there's a house band here for the first time. It's
Right.
It keeps it like the community is still like all a good thing.
Community.
That's
Well, I appreciate that. We do have a lot of other ideas that there's puzzle pieces missing before we can implicate them. So right now our goal is to just keep
Implicate or
Implicate.
implement.
Implement.
Yes,
Okay,
that's right. Yeah, implicate. Yeah, exactly. That's why I keep them around, right?
I wouldn't even notice that.
Yeah, but that's all it is. Like we got a bunch of ideas. We have plans we want to do, but there's just missing pieces until we can do it. But the goal is to just keep the music flowing and the environment respectful to one another and supportive to one another. Like,
and I like that you mentioned the community part because that's kind of what we want.
that's
here.
exactly what we want to do. And
Without a
that's
community, this wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
for sure.
No one
Really?
would
Yeah.
come here, man.
If everyone hated
every
each
single open
other.
mic, but especially the Capitol.
Yeah.
This is like our favorite. We said that before on stage before. This is like our favorite place to play. Probably all of Saskatoon. No offense to anybody else. We love you guys as well, but we really do. But it's just we have such a like when you come to these doors, you really feel like you're at home. Like it's something about the Capitol and the open stage. It feels so magical. Everybody gets along. I don't know anybody that I don't like here. being serious, like everybody here is so nice, and I always look forward to coming here. You know, to be honest with you, like
as do I.
It's like because like there's like other open mics here in the sound, and there's a lot of them also have like their own community where people have been going there for years and like decades, really decades. And it's like there's also like places we go there and like we feel also like at home. It's like it feels great. There's a community and like but here it's really great that when you guys came, it's like that community wasn't lost. And I'll be honest, that's something that we were worried about, is because you know when something
new, right?
changed, right?
Yeah.
There's always a fear of like change, like, oh, maybe this will change the way the community's been. Like maybe the people that we know and the people that we met and bonded with, maybe it just will be different.
Or lost.
Well, yeah,
right? You're not the first one to say that.
I've heard it before too, but it's like, and I like the way it is because it's like I like how you guys have that projection with the just like showing.
You'll always be unsure when something new happens, right? That's just how life is, man. Something, you know, change is what's it, evident, I guess, is that they're you know, the right word. I don't know, fucking
sure,
you know,
we'll go with that.
It's evident. But you know what I'm trying to say. It's like one of those things that just happens through your life, and I know. But basically, it's just like one of those things that happen in life, and you have to kind of prepare for it. But even if it's like a bad thing, that's just how it is. But this is not a bad thing. This is actually a better thing, you know.
Right, and
no disrespect to Carly, I love her with all my heart, though. She did.
Yeah,
as well.
she's great. And shout out to Carly because we want to bring her back.
You.
Yeah, Carly, you should.
I would love to see that.
Yeah. She's great.
Not like that.
Great. Absolutely. I can't say nothing but nice things about that woman. She's such a sweet lady.
Yeah, it was. You know, it's just. Yeah, nothing changes if nothing changes, right? So we're coming in here. We didn't want to come in here and just flip everything up on its head.
Well, no.
Neither, because like you know. But we're
the new hosts. We're not doing this anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Do what we do.
Yeah. So there's like subtle changes, and there will be more for sure. But we want everybody to be okay and on board with what we want to bring in. Sure. So it's like we're going to be asking around to the crowd, like, hey, we're thinking of doing this. Like, are you guys on? Yeah. And we're going to continue. We have more that we're going to continue to do that with. And if the crowd is like, no, don't do that, then we're all right. Back to the drawing board. Let's try something else, right?
We'll still do it, but differently.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, we'll tweak it a bit. But enough about us and the open stage. We are here to learn about Fake Paradise. So as I said, we got to see you guys do a few songs here and there on the open stage. I guess my first question is, how long has Fake Paradise been together? Like been a thing?
It formed exactly on the date of May 5th, 2018. But him and I have been friends and we have been playing together a few years prior to that. Like it all kind of started. Well, I mean, like it's best if we kind of both explain this. It's like it's a bit of a backstory. Like I played in this band way back in the day, prior to Fake Paradise's true forming, that was called the Jazz, R&B, Funk and Soul Society. If any of the members of that are watching this, hello. I was about fucking 14 years old when I was in that band. I was in high school. This is Walter Murray Collegiate I'm talking about, right? Probably when your guys' like Funky Moose radio thing probably would have just started. So it goes a long time ago, right?
Right.
And for us at least, I mean, like, you know what I mean? It's like a quarter of our life, but basically, we were like this band. We would be constantly rehearsing in this guitar room in the school, right? And basically, all these kids would come up and watch us play, and Oshik was one of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, because we went to the same high school, right? And you know, I'd always be walking, and I kind of started playing drums recently around that time. Like, I haven't really been playing crazy long compared to like him. I've been playing for like 7-8 years, which is still a decent bit of time, but compared to like a lot of the musicians who've been playing for decades and decades.
Yeah, very long time.
So
it's really humbling seeing some people with their talent, man.
So I started playing around that time, and I was just walking around, and like so like they would play the R&B Funk Association, whatever.
It doesn't matter. It's a long, stupid name.
Anyway,
just call that jazz band. That's what it pretty much was. Yeah.
So they would play in this room, and there's like these doors with glass panels, and it's like when they're playing, you could hear it because everybody can hear it, and there's like little crowds in the school, like in the hallways. They'd play at lunch break, and they would kind of gather little crowds, and I would walk by, and I was one of them, and this guy would always be playing like in like the pep rally, so like when we'd have pep rallies for the school, and then I'm like, man, that guy's really cool. He had his like hair, he also had his sunglasses. I'm like, man, that guy looks like a rock star. I'm like, I want to play with this guy. Anyway.
Anywho, so basically, this is where it gets kind of funny, because when you're like, 15, 16, and, you know, you start... Well, you know, like I've really changed a lot as a person, which I'm proud about. It was like when I say back then, I was a cocky little piece of shit. Like, I'm being serious. Like, I was an asshole, and anybody that I met in high school, whether they liked me or not, I'm sorry. I gotta say that. Like, I was just out of my fucking mind. There was a lot of shit going on at home at that time too. Nothing really like crazy bad or anything. It just, it was shitty. But basically, so yeah, I thought that I was too cool to play with other people. I was like, I'm the shit, And Oshik, there's this little. He used to have long hair at one point, and then he cut it off and grew back out, and it's like it still is long, but it's like not really long compared to what it used to be, right? But like, but basically, yeah. So there's this kid who looked like he came straight out of like the nicest like place I've ever seen. Like,
actually, I looked like a stoner back then.
Okay, I thought he looked like a stoner, but
I looked like a stoner. I wasn't.
Smile of all time, right? And he came up to me. He's like, "Hey man, we should jam sometime." But like, it all started with our friend Andrew Seaman before that, who like got us a jam in the guitar room. It was 2016, November 2016, and that. But anywho, then after that, this kid kept tapping on my fucking shoulder in the hallway, and he's like, "Hey man, you want to jam sometime?" Like, but I was so full of myself. I was like, "Nah, yeah." I would say, "Yeah, sure, man." And I basically kept pushing him off, and then I remember he got my number one time. I don't remember how the hell that happened.
I don't know. You got my
number, but then basically he texted me. He said, "Hey man, I want to jam," and I remember leaving him on red. And then I went to Vancouver, and I was doing this thing with Chris Crippen from Headley, believe it or not. Chris Crippen, that whole band. And
yeah. Nothing
to do with the band directly, it's just the drummer. And I just hung out with him in Vancouver and whatnot, which was a really cool experience for a 16-year-old to go through. So I was a little bit caught up in that. But then this kid from Saskatoon, phones me, and he's like, "Hey man, are you free this Sunday?" And I think I was coming back on like that following Friday, and I was like, "Yeah," I was about not to answer the phone. I remember that. And if I didn't, this would never exist. And we started jamming ever since then. So that's kind of the long story to it.
I was persistent.
He was very persistent.
I just wanted to play with someone.
Shit, yeah, dude.
And
Hell
it put me in my place, seeing all the people that I played with later on. Like, I don't think I'm that good of a musician, man. I'll drink. Yes.
No, your microphone closer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I'm that good of a musician, at least now compared to what I thought at one point. But you meet a lot more people. The more people you meet, you kind of realize you're not that fucking cool. Oshik to me is like my hero when it comes to people that I play with.
I'm no hero.
I think if it wasn't for this guy, what I'd be doing? I'd be sitting in my basement doing fuck all. Like, I'm being serious. Like, this guy means that. He's like, we say this a lot. It's like, when people play in bands with their brothers, but they just say that. I actually consider Oshik to be like my family at this point, man. Like, I see this guy more than I see any of our other friends. And he knows me better than anybody else, and he really is a true and honest person. And he would never tell me something I don't want to hear. And if he told me that I was out of line, he would fucking correct me right away.
Right.
So it's like it was like that friendship that also like really like flourished the band, because it's like, well, and the name Fake Paradise even came from that.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say that.
Association. They they wrote a song. There
was a song, the last song I ever wrote in that band. I wasn't happy with the direction we were going after a while. Once again, sorry if you hear that, but well, because they were like, how can I explain? They were playing like Guess Who covers. I love the Guess Who.
Right.
Nothing against that. It was just all of a sudden we started playing like kind of pop covers like Shawn Mendes and stuff. That's just not my style. And nothing against that kind of music. It's just not my style. And I had other like interests at the time. And rock's all about rebellion. And it's just not really rebellious to play Ed Sheeran wearing leather jackets and long hair. I don't know. Right. Something about that, right? But basically, this song Fake Paradise was written, and it was originally just called Paradise. And the vocalist and pianist, there's a piano player in that, right? We were playing Guess Who stuff, right? His name was Keith Maw, and Keith Maw really liked the song. That I came up with this riff, and that's like the title track to our band now. But at the time, it was just like this song called Paradise, and it didn't really have a direction, really. It just had this riff, and we just kind of just messed with it. And then we put it away for about a year, and then we picked it up again. And then he said, "Hey, you want to play that song again?" I said, "Yeah, sure." And we went through it, and he wrote this chorus to it, and he says, "We're gonna change it from just Paradise to Fake Paradise." And I said, "What's Fake Paradise mean?" And he said, "It's like about this guy, the story, the song, that is, about this guy that says he has everything, but really has nothing behind the lines." So it's kind of like a social media thing. It's like some guy posting all these pictures with no
Right.
Yeah.
The whole like
shit like
smoke
that.
and mirrors and fake it till you make it and all that kind of stuff, right?
When that band kind of like, I left the band and they kind of folded not too long after that, which is really a shame because I really liked those guys a lot and their band was great. I was happy enough to play with them. When Oshik, came into my life more, it kind of made an opportunity to carry on that kind of idea of making like a song, taking that song and like making a, like, you're the one who said Fake Paradise is actually a good band name. I said, yeah, that is a good band name, and we kept that.
And after we started jamming for a bit, it's like, yeah, that's cool. It sounds nice. I like the way it sounds, Fake Paradise, and I like when songs and names. Well, when you give something a name, I really. I just feel like it needs to have some kind of meaning. I mean, but not all, because like a lot of our stuff has a lot of meaning, but then sometimes it's fun just to like, I'm tired of giving it a lot of deep meaning. So it's like we were gonna name one song called Scrambled Eggs.
Oh my god.
Which ironically we
changed it.
That song we were like, actually no, this song's too good, so we changed it to In Color, which you put on one of our albums. And
we have this album that we're putting out pretty soon, but that's we'll talk about that later. But it's not. It's not important right now.
But random, the name.
But yeah, so like anywho, Fake Paradise.
Right.
Fake Paradise originates from that said song.
Yeah.
And the whole concept of the band started from that song. So like we're just like trying to like the whole concept of Fake Paradise is basically to have this like 70s kind of classic rock, heavy rock kind of like like anything between Bob Seger kind of sound to like Black Sabbath kind of like that kind of like kind of going like sound, right? And with heavy and soft elements at the same time, and just talking about the good and the bad about life and just how it really is. And like Fake Paradise is, like people, they don't want to see the world for what it really is. They want to pretend they don't want to think about it. So it's like you're just like describing the truth in it,
Yep.
I think that's what I'd say probably is right there.
Yeah, I mean, like it's the stuff that you don't think about, maybe the stuff that you don't want to think about.
Yeah, exactly.
Not and a lot of the aspects are like well, I mean, this isn't good. It's not bad. It is what it is. But most people would look at it like, oh, that's bad. Just because like people associate it with certain emotions, but it's like it's just what it is.
Like politics? No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah,
we were talking before the show, you guys, of how we're not going to talk about politics or any of that kind of stuff.
We're like subtly political. Like we have like our own beliefs, but we don't preach them on anybody else. Like I think that's annoying. I mean, I know he agrees.
That's just it. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, right?
I hate people that tell you have to believe in one thing. Why can't you just get along? And
exactly.
I
agree on that. I agree on that.
I like musicians that are incredibly political. Like I'm a big fan of Ted Nugent, for example. He's a very outspoken right-wing politician.
Yep.
Do I really care about his politics? Not really. But do I love his guitar playing? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I can look past that shit. Like I don't care really. Like, it's like he has the right to his opinion. I have the right to my opinion.
Yep.
And that's how I look at it.
Yep. I agree. And we don't always have to agree. No. We can still
be friends.
Be friends.
Yeah.
I don't have to cancel him over it.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
Exactly.
You voted for him? I don't want to talk to you anymore. Yeah. That doesn't make sense.
Or it's like even like, you like this band, you went to this band's show.
Yeah.
I don't want to be friends with you anymore.
Yeah. Right.
It's music.
It's like that with everything, even sports. I like this team. I like the Raiders over the Blades or whatever, right? Or the Blades over the Raiders. Yeah, I get it.
That's hockey, by the way.
Yeah.
Blades and Raiders.
I for a second I was like, I'm pretty sure Raiders is also a
football team.
Yeah. But you're talking about like PA Raiders.
I'm talking about WHL.
Saskatoon Blades.
Yeah. Prince Albert and Saskatoon.
One of my friends' dad plays with the PA Raiders. It's pretty cool.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
People get rowdy at those fucking Blades games sometimes, too.
I know.
I feel bad for those kids, man. Like, they're a tad bit younger than us. They're just getting smashed into the walls and stuff.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And then the parents on the bleachers, too. It's like,
man,
man.
There's
just let the kids play, man.
And then they're complaining about how the mosh pit is so...
I know.
Right?
Yeah. I know.
Right? But yet they're freaking out at a sports event.
Yeah.
That is so funny, man. It's true.
So... Correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys have a few songs that I don't know if you guys prepared for us to put you up on stage for this episode, or can we talk about the music we're gonna hear in this show?
Yes.
Absolutely, Yoshi. You want to talk about it, or
so 2 songs we're recording right now. We're recording more than that. We're also recording an album, but relevant right now. So these 2 songs, which we will be playing. So one's called Into the Fire, and another's called Frost. And so it'll be
quite the opposite.
Yeah, I like it. I'll talk about that.
I like it.
It's cool. And that was anyway. So yeah, it'll be. We plan to press it on a 45.
Yeah, like a 7-inch record, and limited release or some shit. It's like people don't like. I love CDs. I buy CDs. He buys CDs. I'm sure you guys do, but no one else really seems to.
Yeah.
For some
he does.
Reason.
I make CDs.
CDs are good.
Yeah.
Bring back CDs, but
I make CDs. Just so you know,
he makes CDs.
He does.
So it's gonna be on a 7-inch record and crap like that pressed, and we're not sure when it's gonna be. Like all those recording plants are really booked up right now, so it'll probably be released digitally first. But yeah, so like, and we're not really a singles band. We don't really like make singles. It's not really our kind of thing. We have all these albums and albums of music, but just a lot of it's not recorded yet. Not yet. It's funny because we've been recording a lot though at the same time. So it's like we're primarily focusing on that album we mentioned, which we'll get to eventually. But it's the single.
Yeah. Like let me get back to that.
Yeah, let him say that. Yeah.
So 2, and it'll be like 2 for the single. So yeah, one's Into the Fire, one's Frost, and we want to call it. We're still not 100%, but we wanted to call it Fire and Frost. Was it?
I think it was Frost and Fire.
Fire and it was one of the way, and
it'll be found.
And originally we just wanted to release Frost because and Frost it's like it just relates to winter. It uses winter as like a metaphor for just like feeling really shitty during winter, you know.
Right.
There's like some lyrics on it where like days are short and nights are long. Days are short and nights are long. I fear this feeling cannot be undone, and it's just about that feeling. You know, sometimes you just feel like shit during the winter.
Yep.
It's like exactly days are short and nights are long, and then we also had Into the Fire and like, you know, it'd be kind of cool if we put them together and like you know, it's like that opposite kind of thing, like Fire and Frost. It's just really interesting. It's just cool.
Yeah. I dig it, man.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah. He wrote all the lyrics to this one too. By the way,
Frost.
It's like, you know, like Oshik wasn't really the primary lyricist for the longest time, but now he's like really like digging into it. I'm really like supportive of it, and he's really good. Like he's super different kind of poetic kind of lyricist than I am. You know, like he really digs into something.
We both have different styles.
Yeah, and it just like, you know, we put them together, it gets kind of weird.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We mess with that. we would mess with
it
like
doesn't work as much.
We would mess with I'll try writing some lyrics and you, and we put them together.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work. So now the process we do is like, it's just like we both write lyrics and like, yeah, your ones sound way better than mine. Mine sound like shit. You're gonna write the lyrics.
More times out of any, it's gonna end up with him with that. And he just. It depends on the topic.
It depends.
You know,
it very much depends.
Yep.
Like I had a song. There's a song that's called "Crash and Burn." That's off our album after the one we're talking about. That's like primarily about the treatment of like addicts and the system. Like they get treated like shit. Like my brother, I lost him to a drug addiction some years ago, and that was heartbreaking. And right after he died, I let anger and like, you know, what was built up, I just put him into lyrics. And Oshik said like, you know, like it's pretty hard for someone that never lost someone.
Yeah.
From that to really lyrics, which is understandable.
You can know about it. I know about that, but you can't really truly understand it. Like it's there's a big difference between knowing something and understanding something.
Right. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
He just texted me these lyrics and I'm like, yeah, that's it. Like I'm not even gonna bother doing anything. That's it. Like it just came from the soul, and that's kind of how we went into it. So these 2 songs, Into the Fire and Frost, it was kind of like, at the time I was just really feeling it, and it just kind of really translated in the lyrics.
For sure. So okay, when you're writing lyrics and stuff, do you already have like the melodies and that created, and then you're just adding always?
I write almost all the melodies. Like he's starting to
basically,
do that too, and like for Frost,
he's got the ear for it.
I don't know if I have the ear for it. I just have.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
I think you're pretty fucking good. I don't know if it's like that. I just kind of this like, I don't know, like a lot like Frost. Maybe I actually say Frost is actually a very old song. I wrote that when I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Like a lot of these Fake Paradise songs are on this like coming up album, and some other stuff too. Where like fucking, I wrote those like well before even this guy even existed.
Yeah.
And then but like the
That's
concepts
crazy.
of these, I shouldn't say the full songs. We changed them a little bit since he came in. It's like now it's proper. Otherwise it'd just be me. And it's like it feels weird, you know. I mean, like, but so Into the Fire was written with both of us. Frost was written by myself when I was like fucking 12, and I just called it Frost. I don't know why. I just thought Frost was a good name for it, and
cool.
it's kind of cool that the name never changed. That's 10 years since that song was like put together and the names there, and you know, it's really cool that like someone like him could like put such really deep and like heartfelt lyrics into something like that, you know. And it's kind of funny. It's like 10 years, you know, you think I would write lyrics for it, but I never did, because I wasn't really a lyricist until recently.
Right.
I wasn't even a singer until recently.
Right. And it's yeah, and that's a crazy thing, but that's a whole other topic. But yeah, it really is like it's about us. But and we tried to mess with the structure of Frost. Like we were like because you know it was made like 10 years ago by we were like
by a 12-year-old
and we tried to mess with it, but like we just, you know, it's just like, that doesn't sound as good. So like it literally just stayed exactly the way he did it, like way back.
Right.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
There might have been some like things like structure that changed.
And
yeah,
you know? not much. Oh, maybe the intro.
Yeah, the one that we the one we did like a while before, like he played on it. There was like a version that I played with our producer beforehand. That was more like a demo, I should say. That kind of didn't. The structure of that stayed the same, but the feel that's completely different.
Right.
Is it?
Well,
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm just thinking right now too, and I'm very curious about this. So if you've got all these songs, right, and these albums to release,
aren't they out yet?
well, yeah, like how are you guys essentially, yeah, like what's the plan to like release these? Like these 2 songs that you're going to be performing for us in the audience here aren't released right now, but they will be soon.
Probably like the next month.
They'll be
right?
Yeah.
So is like how artists like yourself, like what is the plan on releasing that right now?
How would you explain this? You go for it.
The plan on releasing it?
Like, okay, think of it this way. There's somebody who's tuning into the show here right now who's a new artist, you know, has an album or a few tracks that they want to release and they don't have a clue what to do. What do you guys do?
Well, I mean, like, it kind of like there's a whole balance because it kind of ties into like, I mean, there's a couple aspects of it. I mean, there's first like even having stuff in the first place that's worth recording or something that you feel worthy of recording that you know, there's that.
We have lots of vault ideas in that
then
sense.
There's also that whole aspect of like as a band and like promoting yourself as a band and also that networking side of things. So I mean, honestly, it's tough because there's a whole balance of it. But it's like, I guess the first thing is just knowing the right people, like even like knowing somebody that would like, and there's a lot like producer wise, you know, I mean, I guess there's that, but yeah, again, like there's a whole balance to it, right? Like as we found out recently,
there's kind of a process with it as well.
Like like let's say you do have something that you want to record and that you do want to release, and like, and we ask for advice all the time because we're still learning. Like there's more that we don't know that we do know. Yeah, right. It's always a learning curve.
Yeah,
but it's like
us too.
Yeah, right.
Same thing. We're just like we'll figure it out.
Of course.
We'll just do it.
So like what I feel like, you know, when you do have something you want to record, and let's say you do record it and release it, well then there's that like part of like there's also that like business side of it, like, you know, like marketing. It's like, well, you are going to release it, but then it's like, who are you going to release it to? So then there's like that, well, now I need people to release it to, so now I need people that know who I am, or now I need to get out there and like I need to meet these people, and it's like, okay, well now, and then let's say you start meeting people, okay, well I have something recorded and released, and now I want to play a show, and I want to show people that I have something. So there's that. So back to it's just a balance, and there's always all these little aspects, like they're all related. In my opinion, like I'm still learning. We're both still learning a lot.
Right.
Like
we have a long way to go. You know, it's a long way to the top.
Yeah. If you want to rock and roll, dude. I love it.
But like, that's just kind of that's straight to the point. You know, and like we have like plans. Like, you know, we don't want to release this album until we get a bit more of a fan base. We have like a small and really loyal fan base right now, right? It's like, you know, that's the beauty of this city is like, you know, once you meet people that like your music, they really like it, and that you don't meet fake fans. I mean, it's really nice, and it's we're so humbled by it. You know, it's like we're surprised that one person even likes any of our music.
Totally.
You know? And it's just like it means so much coming from 2 kids that came playing in the basement.
Oh, can I say something real quick?
Of course you can.
And also, it's no freedom of speech is lost. No, I was kidding. That was stupid. I don't know why I said that.
Isn't freedom of speech illegal in Canada?
Yes.
Oh, we don't have freedom of speech here in Canada.
Let's not talk about
that. All right.
Yeah, politics.
Yeah.
We could have
Look at me. I'm the one who's like, no politics, and that's twice now. I'm trying to bring it in.
That right now.
What was that thing you were saying though? I'm sorry.
Crap. What was I saying?
I was just talking about basically like how we're humbled and like.
Oh yeah.
Like by like being these kids that played in the basement.
So when we like started like doing that aspect of like the networking, and that's like you guys heard of us at the open mic, and that's a great way to like do that, and
agreed.
It really and that's like actually maybe even like one of the only true ways, like if you don't already know people, that's how you know people.
Right. Well, I heard what's his name? No, I'm drawing a blank. From Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl was talking about
my hero.
Just play the shows. Yeah. Like just play the shows. Just get out there and play, man. If you want to get known, take the stage. Play your music. Otherwise, how the hell is anyone else gonna?
Well, like that's just
know what it is.
We were like fucking 15. We couldn't go out. It was like 19 plus. That sucked. That was so shitty, man. Like in Fake Paradise, it wasn't always an intent to have it as a 2-piece. There was at one point we went up to being a 4-piece and down to a 3, and it went back and forth, different members, and things just didn't really see eye to eye. And a lot of those people were just different kind of like, you know, musical direction, which is nothing against them at all. You know, I mean.
I was actually gonna ask about that. Why a 2-piece? Because
should we?
You can integrate that.
No, you keep going.
So basically, like when we started out, we were thinking like, oh, we could have like sort of like a I don't know, like a Led Zeppelin-y kind of vibe, right? Like you can have that like classic in your face, like, you know, whole lot of love kind of guitar playing, and
rock
you have
and groove,
groovy like guitar playing. That's like everything to this guy's groove.
Yeah.
Like seriously, it's everything's groove. So like all of our songs are, you know, like that. But with that being said, you need to have groovy people that play with you, right? So you need to have a bass player that plays groovy and that can lock into him.
Yep.
You need to have a singer that can do that. I still am a horrible singer. Oh my fucking god! But
no, he's got the foundations. It's just
you sing better than well, me for sure.
I'll say it. Maybe I'm the best singer.
You're getting there.
Maybe I'm the best singer with this mic in my hand right now. I'll say that.
Right.
But that's about right now, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that a lot of times when you hear like these compliments like that, they just get kind of like a distracted to myself. I like thinking I'm not that good. I want to get better, but that's off topic though. But so like these musicians that we would meet, like, you know, like a lot of them just didn't really like, they were different kind of styles, or more like towards a straight and like fast heavy metal, or they're which we play that.
It's different agendas, really.
Yeah,
right?
nothing against them. I love that shit. I grew up on that shit. He did too.
No, totally.
But it's just like there's a different kind of vibe we were going for, as you know, like we were doing it for so long, and when we were 15, because we couldn't go out into these open mics or really network in general, there was no one to meet. Like we were in the high school. We were kind of the only two that
we didn't know where to go.
we were the only two that really did this
playing.
shit. And that was the sad part, is we were like kind of like scratching our heads like, so now what do we do? And we have all these songs. We need someone to play it with us.
Right.
You know, it's crazy. It's crazy because as a result of that, like back to the two-piece thing, as a result of that, we at the time we played together like 3 or 4 times a week.
Sometimes
and like,
more, to be
like
honest.
hours on end. Like,
like he picked me up at 9 o'clock in the morning. We wouldn't stop
we'd
playing
play
until
like
11 at night. Sometimes 1.
Holy shit.
I'm not exaggerating. That's the
no.
truth. And his dad had to come grab me too. So thank you, Shai Duel. I love you.
That's my dad's name. So it's like, with that being said, like, you know, we were just playing together, us two, for so long, and it's like, there's this chemistry that forms, like just like a hockey team, you have to have good chemistry or else, you know, it's not going to work.
Right.
And it's like, now we have this chemistry. We've been playing together for so long, just jamming. Like all our originals come from jams, and we have a lot that are vaulted. And it came through like, I guess it was like, it's like language. Like when we're playing, it's like we can really actually literally, not literally, but we can really speak to each other while we're playing, like without having to speak words.
Yeah.
It's like we know exactly where it's gonna go. We know, like
he looks at you away, you know exactly what he's saying.
Yeah,
right?
even without looking, even there's no looks. Like I could just hear, okay, I know what we're gonna do. Like we're about to move somewhere. I could just, you know,
right.
Words go through my tone.
Yeah, no, really, not even as a joke. Like it really does. Like you can just hear the way you're playing it, and it's like, oh, he's bringing it down. Like I got to bring it down now too. And like, what if I tried this? And then we start playing off of whatever we're playing. Like I'll try some weird crap. Like I'll do some weird shit. Like, and a lot of our cool things do come from that. It's like we have.
And then he looks over at you like, what the fuck are you doing?
You know, I'm an ignorant. Sometimes that can also be a downfall, because when we do experiment, that's when we fuck up a lot.
It's
you
good
know?
though.
It, you know, like one of my favorite guitar players, Richie Blackmore, he said that if you weren't like experimenting, you weren't
progressing.
You weren't improving, right? And like that's just it. Is that when we do fuck up, well, we learn how not to fuck up. Simple as that.
Yeah, exactly.
But keep going.
So like with that chemistry that forms, now let's say like you have like, I don't know, like if we like bring it back to like a spork. I love spork. Get your sporks now. Moose Audio sporks all in one.
But you buy a turntable, you get a free spork.
Why would you?
This message is not endorsed by Funkables Records.
Aww, that's too bad. Sorry for all you spork lovers out there.
Yeah, we're sorry.
So like
there's the name of this episode, Spork.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. So
title.
So like that chemistry was. What do you?
You have a spork?
I keep a folded
spork.
Where are you gonna? Okay.
Nice.
Hey, that's the pen you got. Anyway. Okay.
Free capital pen too.
No, stop. Okay, so it's like there's that chemistry that's formed, and like let's say you have a team and they have like this strong chemistry, and then like you just throw another player in there. Like you would think like, oh, it brings stuff in, but you know it gets in the way of the chemistry. So it's like. So with the two-piece thing, we had other people, and it's just like more specifically instrumentalists that do this. Vocalists don't as much, because it's like
vocalists aren't as relevant to this.
But like with like
no, but that sorry to cut you off there, because I'm still on the spork thing. That's just it though. So it's like You're a fork, you're a spoon. You guys have combined to be a spork, and if you bring in a knife, it's just the odd. That's right. It's the oddball out. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit.
It's called something else, but it's not a spork anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry.
No. I like that you like actually made a metaphor out of my misword.
But it works though. I get it. I get what you're trying to say.
Oh man, in my head, I'm trying to mush those words together. Like a spork plus a knife would be.
There is something.
Or
a spliff? No, just kidding.
Just kidding. Something else.
That's something else.
I think that's something else. But yeah, but it makes sense. It's like you're a fork, you're a spoon, and you guys have joined together.
And I can't stop thinking about Foo Fighters. Like
because I mentioned Dave Grohl.
No, Dave Grohl and Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah. God rest
those.
Rest in peace, Taylor.
Those two had chemistry.
Yeah,
the rest of the band was.
In modern music, they're probably the best fucking team. Probably man, I don't know, man. Like that was devastating. Like, I didn't know the guy, but I felt like I did though.
It was it was a real blow to the world of music.
Well, he's one of your influences. He was a drummer, right? I mean, you like Taylor Hawkins.
He's just like Foo Fighters
we were on the way back home from a show here at the Capitol, and you were reading a news feed,
the article,
and you're like, "Hey, Taylor Hawkins dead." I'm like, fuck off, really?
Yeah. That was fucked, man.
Yeah.
Did you know that he was the drummer for Alanis Morissette?
Yeah.
On Jagged Little Pill?
Yeah, I read into that after he died. I was going through Wikipedia and she was like, no fucking way.
I never knew that until he passed away, and that's when I found out about that too. I was like, holy shit. Yeah.
But sorry, what you were saying though, like you brought up the Foo Fighters with something about chemistry or
and it feels like the other band members, they're great musicians, but it never felt like they were part of Team Dave and Taylor. I don't know.
Well, now I'm not going to hear the same things. Let's get it.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
I drop bombs like that and walk away.
Drop the mic.
Basically, to finish that whole two-piece thing, though, which I think we kind of got off track, is basically we had these other people that came in the band and they did good, but it's just that things didn't really work out. Some people left, some people just chose to let.
Right.
I mean, how it went, and we at this exact moment we started off with just us two. We're the only two people that are there since the very beginning.
From the years of jamming.
Technically, we're the original Fake Paradise. We are though.
We are Fake Paradise.
And it's like nothing against it was just they just had a different vibe. Like we had people that brought in and changed the sound completely. Completely.
Yeah.
The way how we do our music. All of a sudden we were playing one thing, and all of a sudden we were playing something we weren't.
And it's not Fake Paradise anymore. It's
we're
whatever it is.
And it's like I love blues, but all of a sudden we're playing blues covers. We're not playing any originals anymore.
Yeah.
And that's not really
big change.
We want to play our songs. We're working really hard on these, and it's to have someone come in and tell you can't play these anymore. That's just not really our thing. So basically, we're always searching for that third member again, and to say if that'll ever happen again, we're not sure, but we really hope it will. We're always we're kind of in an experimental period right now. We're just trying to see how this two-piece thing really works.
Yeah.
We get so many comments at all of our shows, gigs, open mics, whatever it is. It's like, where's the rhythm guitar player? Where's the rhythm bass player? And it's like, it gets kind of annoying a little bit after a while, but you're kind of just like, well.
Yeah, and back to what you're saying about the experimenting. Yeah, like Jace picked up a super octave pedal to fill in for the bass.
I'm gonna start doing that more.
And it works. We maybe mess around with loop pedals, maybe octapads that have certain of our samples or crap like that in. And I mean we're still trying to maybe find that bassist. But it's hard
to find that kind of a bass.
It's tough because again,
you're leaving that door open in case it evolves into that, right?
Exactly.
You're not closing that door.
It's like it's like back to that chemistry. It's like and we have a certain way of doing things because usually the bass would be like a bridge between the drums and the guitar. Like I would really lock in with the bass, and then the guitar would go to the bass. It's like kind of like a translator,
like a hub.
Yeah. Right. But and since we've been jamming for so long without that, we cut the middleman out. So whenever we bring in a bassist, and it's like now it's like, oh, okay, well now I need to follow the bassist, and then I do that, and it just doesn't sound like us anymore.
Right.
So it's like we have a very specific way of doing it. It's like you know, it's like I play to what he plays. It's like, and in most bands, it's like I said, it's the basis. So
Shit, yeah, guys.
Is it not the other way around? He plays to what you play?
Well, it's kind of, it's like usually like I'll start like I think a lot of our songs kind of start with like I'll come up with a riff, and then he'll kind of like start playing to that riff, and then he'll kind of form a structure with it. So like, I'll hear what he's doing, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be like, okay, so this is where we're gonna go, and then I'll add my own kind of take on that structure, and I'll make a different riff that adds in that riff, and you know, it's just kind of how it turns out. It's like when we improv a lot, sometimes we have like these improv jams, like we have like 500 fucking basement recordings.
We do a lot.
A
lot.
Like, it's like months of.
you did the math on how much.
I can't remember exactly what it was. It was like a lot. It's like a month of recording we had.
Yeah, like a solid month.
It was a lot. Just of straight recordings. Like a month, and that's not including the ones that he lost as well.
It sucked.
He had hit cell
like phone breaks, and it's like
he lost. He didn't back them up. They all lost. But anywho, so like we have a lot of these recordings.
Oh, you look at him.
You do that too?
My phone breaking? Is that why you're looking at me?
Maybe.
I was at a show in Regina a few weeks ago, and you know, I was in the crowd, you know, front row center, digging the show, and then my jacket and everything was in the back, and I'm like, all right, this is around the time I'll snap some videos, whatever, pictures, and do that whole thing. Anyways, long story short, I ended up dropping my phone as I was grabbing it, and it was so dark in the venue. I'm like moving around, and I stepped on my phone, and I smashed my phone. And I'm in Regina, and I'm like, really? Like right at the top of the show too, and I'm like, fuck.
Oh shit.
So yeah, I lost everything.
Yeah, so
like,
yeah,
everything.
it's like,
I mean, like there's nothing you can't retract any of the files.
I got some of it back. It took hours. I went to a business. I went to a store in Regina, purchased a new phone, but I couldn't transfer the information over because like it was fucked. Like it wouldn't even turn on. Like it was shot.
Like, are you married and have kids or anything?
Yes.
That would suck if you lost like baby pictures on there or something.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But that's just it. So
He's
like
looking at you. Is that what happened?
Yeah. So I couldn't transfer anything over.
Man.
But I was able with the new phone. I'm like, okay, I'm coming back from Regina, so if I get a flat tire, like I'll be okay, whatever. But I had nothing else, and I know my wife's phone number by heart. So like that was the only number I had.
He loves you. It's okay.
Yeah. So anyways, then I went from Regina to Prince Albert, and then I found a place in Prince Albert.
Do you have my number memorized too? Because you called me on the drive home.
I don't remember how I ended up with your number.
Interesting. Anyway, carry on.
But yeah, Janelle gave it to me.
Oh, there you go.
Janelle gave me your number.
Yep.
Because I'm like, Mark, what do I do? Because he's like my tech guy, right? So I'm just like, oh, fuck, dude, I need help.
I don't know his number off the top of my head.
So he actually sent me to a place in Prince Albert. So I went from Regina. It's on a Sunday, so nothing there was open.
Yeah.
But I ended up, I think it was a Sunday.
Yep.
Ended up in Prince Albert, found a place that helped me out. They were able to transfer everything over. Or not everything, but
give him a quick plug.
I'm trying to remember the name of it. Do you? I told them I'd give them a good Google review, and I never did that yet. I need you to tell me how to do a Google review because I got like 3 businesses I need to do that for, and I don't know how.
review.
Yeah, how do you give like a good Google review on a business?
You go to Google Maps. You click on there.
Yeah,
it's on Google Maps. Oh, so I've been just okay.
You would just Google their name, and then I'm pretty sure you go down and there's something that says rate us, or like you can go into like reviews of the establishment.
Shit, yeah.
It's in the knowledge panel on the right side.
Okay, I got some Google reviews that I need to do.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, like, it's like you.
But yeah, long story short, I ended up getting it somewhat organized and figured out. But now I'm dealing with a new phone that I don't know how to operate very well. But yeah.
It's the same phone as you had before, just one version newer.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm an old man. But yeah, okay, enough about that. I want to get you boys on stage,
yes.
But before we do that, can you tell the people watching or listening, like, where can these people find your music?
On SoundCloud. It's the type of the band Fake Paradise, unless there's another Fake Paradise, which that would suck, but but whatever. We have a couple of like some like older like songs. We actually re-recorded them for a coming up album and whatnot as well, but that album is going to be called Fake Paradise in Color, by the way. We were talking about that song, Scrambled Eggs. That's funny about it. It's like, that song was called Scrambled Eggs, but whatever. Turned into In Color, the title track of the album. Is that kind of funny? But anywho, you can find those said recordings, not in color, but you can find like we have a song called A New Beginning, an original version of that. Like they're all original music, but like it's like the original recordings of them on there, and once the proper singles Frost and Into the Fire be out, they'll probably be on like SoundCloud.
They'll be on
Spotify,
everything.
Apple Music.
Yeah.
And then eventually on 7 Inch
Everything.
Records and
Funky Moose Radio.
it might be playing on
Yeah.
there. You know, maybe
Be honored.
Yeah.
I'd be more than happy to have that. You know, I mean, like it's
Yeah.
publicity.
Well, I can tell you because you guys are now part of the herd on,
I like
on
it.
Funky Moose Radio. What is it? The top of every hour? No, bottom of every hour. We like highlighting past guests on the show. So
Yep.
I just want to say, it's really random, but man, if Moose, I think it's Meese, but if Mooses came and hurt, that'd be scary.
I think that is. I think I did.
do they?
I'm sure. I'm sure if you Google like moose,
I don't think they do.
You don't think I Googled that? Moose are solitary animals. They are
Yeah,
not.
they're pretty.
They do
Like,
not come.
you
in
never
herds.
see a pack. Could you imagine a pack of moose?
A pack of moose?
Wild meese coming right at you.
Pack of
What's a
meese.
meese?
well, I call our followers the herd.
Don't
the
bother.
herd. Our friends are
with it.
part of the herd.
Stay
I
with
like
it. It sounds
Yeah,
good.
I like it.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, on sound you can see us
SoundCloud for now.
At the moment, just
we have
SoundCloud.
a handful of like little like stuff there. But once we actually do have our official releases, with everything, it'll be on all streaming platforms, and we will be on every social media as well.
Yeah, hopefully in record stores too.
Yeah,
Obviously,
once we get organized with
Like
that.
Funky Moose Records.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if you guys,
we would love to.
I mean, no,
We would love to.
I would actually be honored.
Yeah, we'd be honored.
I'm being serious about that. I would
To be
actually
part
honored
of the-
about that. No, really.
The herd.
Say the herd.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it sounds good, guys. I don't want to keep the folks waiting. I'm not sure if we already had a song earlier or not, but we're going to be closing it with a song.
Here's another
Sometimes
song.
we sprinkle them in throughout
Oh,
as
don't
opposed to
worry.
this. But
yeah, we're also on Instagram and like Facebook and whatnot as well.
All
so,
right.
like, we're also on there.
we will have all the links to all that information in the description below here. So, yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, you guys, so we can continue to do this.
And thanks for hanging out
Yes.
with us.
Oh,
and
thank
appreciate
you
it,
for having us
boys.
on. This is
Really do.
awesome. You were
Thank
looking
you so
forward to
much.
this all freaking
Yeah, we really.
It's going to be a wild night. We're not done yet, man. It's just getting started.
Yeah, it's not even evening yet.
Lots of beers we'll be drinking tonight.
It's only 5 in the afternoon. Open stage starts in 2 hours. We got lots of evening and live music going on. So right on. Looking forward to it. Let's go get you guys set up.
Thanks, guys.
Cool. Thanks. Love you.
back in fire. Pedalboard suck ass, yeah. Cry to your mother. Won't be back around. Eyes maybe in
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba